So don't fool yourself and think that when you come here and because you bought yourself a house, that all of a sudden all the things that you like is going to come into play.
Hey guys, we're back.
It's been a little bit longer than what we've committed to, but we'll come back. We're here.
Right?
All right, let's get into this video because we've been getting a lot of questions from various people, friends, family, what's it like here, and so on. And I know we've kind of briefly discussed in our previous videos what we've been finding as we go along, but we're going to try to outline the pros and cons based off of our experience.
Yeah, our New Brunswick journey.
So in the I think one of our other videos we talk about the average cost for a house here, which is around $186,000, the average cost into getting a house. What else do we want to get into?
So we want to talk about, so apart from the awesome housing market that's here, we want to look at, utilities, the cost of operating that house. Before we even jump in it, because other people are asking the question, why is the housing market so cheap in New Brunswick? What's going on there? So one of the push over the years is that a lot of people have left New Brunswick in search of other opportunities outside of the province. So that left the province with not having a high demand for the housing market. So it's not as high as your bigger cities like Toronto, Montreal, etc. So that's why the housing market is not as competitive or high, I'll say, as those other big cities.
Yeah, there's not a lot of young people here to continue on as well. The population is older.
It's an older population. Yeah, that's right. So once you've landed this awesome property here in New Brunswick, things that you can look for, which is like your utilities. So utilities versus in Ontario is less.
Yeah.
Your utility per month per usage is less.
Yeah.
Apart from, so that comprises of what? Your water.
Yes.
Your hydro. Was hydro and water the same thing?
It all depends because most of the houses here use baseboard heaters, and we know that electricity can be one of the most expensive utility in your house. So most of the houses here use baseboard heaters. It doesn't matter how old the house wants to be. It's your choice in terms of what you're going to put in, but most of the heating source is baseboard heaters and another secondary heater, which is some type of dual split thing. So it basically heats and it also cools. And I guess the power in terms of how it heats is a lot more than baseboard heaters, which would predominantly be designated by rooms. Same thing with that too, but it's more powerful as far as we've experienced and as far as we have been told compared to baseboard heaters. So it has a longer range in terms of the area that it can cover to heat and cool. There are houses, you'll find it very rare, that has your furnaces. And a lot of secondary heat that people have with their baseboard is also the wood stoves as well, which makes your insurance a little bit higher when it comes on to that. But we do find that our utility bill with our baseboard heater and our dual backsplit, compared to Ontario, the electric bill is less, and we've only had 2 electric bills so far. So anybody else that may have a furnace would be able to expand more on that, but that's what we can talk about for now in regards to that.
And if you don't know what a wood stove is, it's a fireplace. It's having a fireplace in your house.
Basically.
Pretty much. So your other costs that you're looking at moving here is groceries. So I found that, we found that groceries can be less or equal to as it was for us in Ontario. If you spend that extra 5 to 10 minutes to just travel from one store to other, just the price match or pick up different items, so you can put up snacks and veggies that one meet at the other location, then you can come in under, or you can come just in line with what you be spending in Ontario.
Yeah.
Mind you, our first month or so after our of our quarantine, we did spend a little bit more on
We
groceries.
were balling.
Yeah.
We were balling out. That's exactly what we were doing. Let's just be clear. Lobsters, seafood, adding on top of what our bill normally isn't. So it was more.
We'll come out of jail, so we treat ourselves. You know, you come out of jail, you have to treat yourself. So
Don't say, you said say Ontario was jail.
No, because we were in isolation. We were quarantining.
Yeah. So we treated ourselves.
We treated ourselves.
Yeah.
However, apart from that, we were still trying to fish around to find grocery stores. So you know, grocery store to grocery store, the prices do vary a lot.
Yes, it does.
The margins are totally different. So you have to spend that time to travel around and fish around and find grocery store that's in line with your budget or you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
And again, if you spend that extra 5-minute drive from one location to another one, it does worth it in prices, just to shop and you know, get what you're looking for.
One thing though, across the board, fruits and vegetables are more expensive across the board. It doesn't matter which store you want to go to, fruits and vegetables are more in New Brunswick. I couldn't tell you why. It just is.
Yeah, but generally, grocery can be under if you spend that time, or just in line with what it is in Ontario that we found. The second one is we look at petrol for your car. It's the same. Gas.
Yeah, so gas, your pumping gas is the same. It's the same price. It's the same in Ontario as it is here, so there's not much difference there. And for car prices,
if you're looking for a used car, the prices are way lower. And then probably you want to speak more about the process of registering and.
Not really. I think for every province has their own process and how that works. It's quite different based off of where you're coming from one place to another. So when you get here, or if you want to call ahead, either way you're gonna have to pay some type of money to change over your plates and to do all those different things.
Let's look at our social life. So what is it like socializing in New Brunswick? Well, pretty much moving here, guys ask a lot of questions. What should they expect? It's like moving to a new country. It's totally different. The general consensus here is it's more outdoor, family orientated, living in New Brunswick. So it's a lot more relaxed. So if you are every Friday night hitting the club, Friday, Saturday clubbing, there's not a lot of clubs here. So you better set your basement up and create your own club vibe there, because that's where it's happening. Not to say that there are not clubs here, but there's not, you know, you go downtown, there's like this all different options of club to go partying. There's not that huge option here.
I think we only discovered there to be one, and it's predominantly like
one that we like.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. It was a nice. Oh,
there's like 4 in the area.
Oh yeah, I didn't really notice, but I guess we're gonna have to go check out those ones. But okay, fine. I guess we're not gonna check out those ones, but there is that you can't really compare it to a larger city. It's just to be realistic about it. So one thing you do have to do is when you come here, again, it's like moving to a different country. So you need to put yourself out there in trying to see who it is that you can be able to socialize and have social gatherings with, because we're human beings and we do need that. You can socialize here more than you can socialize in Ontario, because clearly the COVID numbers are less here.
Yes.
It is also a smaller province than Ontario, but one thing I will say is put yourself out there if you're looking to be able to socialize with other people.
Yes.
Put yourself out there. You will need that. You don't want to just be looking into the faces of, unless you're okay with that.
Unless that's your thing.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you do want to go and speak to other people. You do want to sit down and have a drink with some other people and talk about different things and so on and so forth. That is something that is a given when that time comes that you want to do that. And plus, summertime is coming. And when you want to have your barbecue, you don't want to just have a barbecue with just, you know, the people inside of your house all the time. Unless that's what you're okay with. So when you get here, put yourself out there. It is literally like you're moving to a different country. things here are different. The pace here is slower. They even have like people are out in the winter time, just like it's the winter games basically. You have your snowmobile gang, kind of like a biker gang. I want to be a part of that snowmobile gang. We're gonna have our own snowmobile gang. So it a lot of things involving nature and sightseeing and those different things. It seems that's what the culture is, and family is what the culture is. When you get here, put yourself out there to try to find people who are like-minded or people you can actually socialize with. It is what it is.
People seem to be more outdoors instead of in front of a screen and their devices and all that stuff. You'll find people more outdoors, enjoying nature and just having fun. I think we want to look at, so I've seen a few questions, or I receive a few questions, or seen people ask a question about restaurants. So you don't, if you love there isn't that huge authentic feel that's here. There's not that huge option like you'll find
authentic restaurants.
So there's not a huge Mexican or Italian. There's not all these huge options, or Caribbean, etc. all around. You have to search for these, and if you do find them, it's very split. So you might have a little bit of, I'll say Italian, then you have your traditional, what you would call, I don't know, Canadian menu option.
Yeah, so they do, a lot of the restaurants cater to Canadians or people who are predominantly living in the area. So I'm hearing stories of like people going into like a Chinese food place, or they're seeing like a Japanese place offering their authentic dishes, asking for like fish and chips. Why would you do that? So they feel compelled to try to, make their money to offer what people are asking for. So you would have to definitely take your time into finding those authentic restaurants if you're looking for that. You'd have to put some time into looking for a restaurant that has a menu that has a variety of what you would be looking for at like a Chinese food restaurant or a Jamaican restaurant or whatever restaurant that you're looking for that authenticity. You'd have to put some time into doing that. So let's move on to
work and jobs. So the minimum wage is a lot less in Ontario. It's $11.75 at the moment. That's what it's going to be as of April 1st, 2021. So just moved to $11.75. Are jobs available? Yes, they are.
Yes.
What I would say, for your traditional bigger companies, they do offer the same wage parity as it is in Ontario. So for your traditional companies or bigger companies like TD, Rogers, it's the same wage level as it is in Ontario. But we do find that there is a huger market for skilled workers here. So if you're in the trades, this is your field to play and have a lot of fun. Again, I want people to bear in mind, it is a developing province, so it's not like you're super developed Toronto or Ontario per se, and other provinces that are more developed. It is still developing. The population is a lot older. A lot of younger folks moved away from this province to Ontario and other provinces looking more opportunities, but now this province is developing. So eventually we'll get there. So you come open,
and you'll also find a balance, I would say probably 50-50 of bilingual jobs.
Yes,
because it is considered a bilingual province. So they're always looking for French speaking people here. One other thing that I wanted to touch on is schools. So where we are, basically, as we said before, we're outside of the city. We borderline kind of country living, but not really. It's kind of like a mix. The schooling here, what we find with our kids is that they do a lot of outdoor things, which we find to be amazing and great, because that's something that when I was younger in school in Ontario, those things used to be presented and offered in Toronto when I was going to school in Toronto, and then after a period of time it was non-existent and was offered to many kids in school. That was a part of the curriculum. That was a part of, like, we would even go like to a cabin, I remember, and experience what skiing was. here, like my kids are coming home talking about their gym time was tobogganing or going skating or going walking with the nature. I think one time they tried to do some maple syrup thing with snow or whatever, but it's a lot of the things that they're doing in school is outside and learning about nature and doing things like that, basically just keeping the kids active. And I really like that about the schools, is that they're still in tune and into doing outdoor activities.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so that pretty much wraps up our experience or what to expect moving to New Brunswick. One thing I'll definitely say to anyone from whichever province looking to move to New Brunswick, I would like that you come and maintain the integrity of what New Brunswick is like. And when we say that, we're looking at the values that they have here. So it's more family orientated. They're more into outdoors and enjoying of nature. I don't want it to become like downtown Toronto. I don't want it to become like your big cities. Yeah. What I've also found
in regards to attitude wise,
the culture here is more relaxed. I don't find that the general consensus of the population is like they're less vain.
Yes,
they're way less vain. Like
way less vain.
Materialistic stuff, it's nice to have fun. It's toys, right? But it's not your center. They're not centered around stuff.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate it. I don't want the culture here to come and change. I see one person arguing the fact that there's no Popeyes here. Well, there's no Popeyes here.
Yeah, and he loves Popeyes. Like that's his
I love Popeyes. There's no Popeyes, but then you eat something else. Right?
Yeah, until that changes. What was I gonna say? Don't move here solely because of house prices.
Yeah.
Because once you move into your house,
then you have to live here.
You have to live here.
Yeah.
Don't move here specifically for just house. If you're looking to invest in a house here, by all means go ahead and do that. Just know that your property tax will be doubled, just as an FYI. However, don't pick yourself up and move into a space where that's not your personality, because you have to live here.
Yes.
You're starting over. You're adapting to the lifestyle. So know yourself before you make that decision to come in here. It is not like Ontario. It is not like especially Toronto. If you're moving here for house alone and your personality is very outgoing in terms of trying different things, and you get bored easily and you need to socialize and all those different things and go to the clubs and all those different stuff, stay in Ontario. New Brunswick is not on that level at this moment.
Yeah.
So don't fool yourself and think that when you come here and because you bought yourself a house, that all of a sudden all the things that you like is going to come into play. Just as an FYI.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. You have anything else?
Yeah, that covers it for our New Brunswick move and what we've experienced so far. I hope this gives you some insight on making your decision if you want to move here or not.
Yeah.
If you do follow through, you know what? Send us a message if you have any questions. And
yeah, that's it. So you guys don't forget to comment, ask questions in the comment section if we haven't covered something that you would want to know. Like, subscribe, let me subscribe, because there's a lot of people watching, but you guys may not have your account. Get an account and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
And keep them questions coming, okay?
Yes, keep them coming. We're very responsive.
All right, see you guys later.
Toodles.